Hey there, and welcome. Today we're diving into a short poem that could genuinely change how you see everything around you. It's Walt Whitman's Miracles, and it's basically a guide to finding jaw-dropping wonder in the most ordinary things.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. When you hear that word, miracle, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably something huge, right? Something spectacular that just seems to defy all the rules of nature. Okay, hold that thought.
Because, on one side you've got that conventional idea. Miracles are rare, they're supernatural, they're a big deal. But our guide for today, Walt Whitman, he offers up something completely different, something kind of radical, actually. For him, miracles are the everyday moments, the stuff that's happening all the time, just packed with its own built-in wonder. So, let's properly meet our guide for this journey. And I don't want you to think of him as just some historical figure in a textbook. For the next few minutes, he's the poet who is going to literally challenge the way you see reality itself. Now, the thing you gotta understand about Walt Whitman is that he was a total rebel. People call him the father of free verse because he basically looked at the poetry rulebook of his time, all the strict rhymes and meters, and just tossed it out the window. He was really influenced by this idea called transcendentalism, which boils down to the belief that the divine, or the sacred, isn't in some far-off place. It's right here, in everything, in all of nature, in every single person, and especially in the ordinary, everyday stuff. And that whole philosophy, that belief system, leads us straight to his radical answer in the poem Miracles. An answer that doesn't just tweak our idea of a miracle, it completely blows it up. He doesn't start with some big, bold declaration. Instead, he just kind of leans in and asks this almost casual question. Who makes much of a miracle? He's basically saying, hey, what's the big deal? Why is everyone so obsessed with these rare, spectacular events? And then, right after that, he drops the line that unlocks his entire worldview. He just says it plain. As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. And with that one sentence, he completely flips the whole idea on its head. It's not about finding a miracle, it's about realizing you're swimming in them. So here's the key. This is the big shift. Whitman redefines miracle for us. A miracle isn't about breaking the laws of nature. It's about paying enough attention to see the profound, mind-blowing wonder that's already happening in the most ordinary, everyday moments of life. Okay, so if everything is a miracle, what does that actually look like? Where's the proof? Well, Whitman's answer comes in what you could call his incredible catalog of wonders. To make his case, he uses this brilliant technique called cataloging. It's exactly what it sounds like. He just creates this long, flowing list of examples, one after another, to pretty much overwhelm us with the sheer amount of evidence that wonder is all around us all the time. And this catalog, his list of evidence, starts with something so simple, so mundane, just taking a walk through the city's streets. The energy of the crowd, the buildings, the slice of sky you can see between them, yep, that's a miracle. Then he brings it right down to your own body, to your senses. That simple physical feeling of wading with naked feet along the beach, just in the edge of the water. That sensation, the connection between you and the world, that to him is miraculous. He even zooms in on the non-human world, finding a miracle in the busy and incredibly complex society of honeybees. Think about it. It's this entire world full of purpose and design that most of us just walk right past without a second thought. And I love this one. He finds a miracle in just looking at strangers opposite me riding in the car. That quiet, shared human experience. You don't know them, they don't know you, but for a moment you're sharing the same space, the same journey. That connection is a miracle. Of course, he also points to the big, epic things we often take for granted, what he calls the wonderfulness of the sundown. It happens every single day, sure, but does that make it any less of a jaw-dropping, spectacular miracle? Not a chance. And he wraps up his catalog by looking all the way up into the cosmos, finding a miracle in that exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring. So you see the scale here? From a crowded street to your own feet in the water, all the way to the moon in the night sky. It's all part of the same miraculous show. Now look, this is beautiful poetry, no doubt about it. But why does this idea, an idea from over 150 years ago, actually matter? How can it change your life right now, today? Well, Whitman basically hands us a toolkit for finding wonder.
Step 1 is the big one. Redefine miracle. Just stop waiting for lightning to strike and start seeing the extraordinary that's already hidden in the ordinary. Step 2, practice active observation. That just means you have to intentionally look for the small wonders in your daily routine. And step 3, that just naturally leads to gratitude, not for big lottery win stuff, but for the simple, profound, and miraculous act of just being alive and getting to see and feel this world.
It all comes back to the poem's final, powerful question. After he's laid out all this evidence, Whitman turns to us and asks, what stranger miracles are there? He's really asking, what could you possibly dream up that's weirder, more wonderful, or more miraculous than the reality that is already all around you?
So, as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with that challenge, straight from Whitman's playbook. With this new perspective, this new lens, what miracle will you notice today?